Hello everybody and welcome to week 4 of season 5 of the 10th point Canadian Highlander weekly tournament series. I am derNicky. I'm going to be one of your hosts for today, although I'm probably going to be running tech. Also, I am clipping like crazy on my mic, so let me see if I can fix that real quick. Okay, how about now? Now maybe it's a little better. So yeah, I will be one of your hosts today, and joining me today, as for most week, is Loman02. Hi Loman, how goes?
Hey, what's going on, man? This is Little Man 02 joining you guys all here for hopefully some powerful and good magic today in 3 rounds that we've got coming up.
We are starting a little late today for reasons I overslept. I'm not even gonna bother trying to sound like I have a good excuse. Yeah, so without any further ado, let's try to get started as fast as possible. Okay. So we have 9 players today, which is nice. I'm gonna do my usual. We have 9 players today, which is they're ready to battle. We are then they're ready to go. So I'm gonna be posting the matchups in our Discord channel and try to get things started. Why don't you talk a little bit about what the format is and what what we are doing, what we're doing today while I do that. Okay.
I got you, bud. Yeah, so Canadian Highlander is a 100-card singleton vintage ban list legal format. There are pointings associated such that each deck is capable of running up to 10 points that denote how many of the most broken or most powerful cards throughout Magic's history are able to play in any one given deck. So there's that plus vintage ban list kind of governing what is permissible in the format. It's non-sideboarded, and it starts at 20 life. So it is not quite Commander, although a lot of folks will try to draw parallels between it. But once you've played it once or twice, you'll realize it's probably more on the pace of Legacy or Vintage. As far as today, and one of the cool things that kind of like going into the format offers you is because you're not tied down to a commander and or a color pie. Most decks that you can play in Magic, or most of what you enjoy in Magic, is permissible in the format and can be pretty good. So just gonna give an overview of what you may see today. We've got the Red Mage said, nine different distinct players playing today. With some varied archetypes, we have what appears to be probably 2 aggressive decks. We have a black-red aggressive deck, and then like a tribal black-white zombies deck that we'll be seeing today. We have what appear to be 3 distinct control decks. One of them a mono brown or mud prison list, and then a bug seasons pass control, and then blue-white control deck. As well as what appears to be a tempo list. Correction, we're not going to be seeing the tempo list today. Unfortunately, that player dropped. And then we have Storm Combo, as well as some Abzan mid-range decks. I believe 2 Abzan mid-range decks. We have one deck labeled Cradlehoof, Cradlehoof, I'm sorry, blue-green variant of it, which I'll kind of be shocked if it actually is Cradlehoof. I think we may be seeing like an affinity combo deck, not a combo, affinity aggressive deck out of SecretPipesman. But if it is blue-green Cradlehoof, that'd be pretty cool to see as well, which is basically just a lot of mana dorks and eventually a big Cradlehoof Mammoth to kill folks. Kind of a mid-range hybrid combo deck. So as you can kind of tell by just running down the different decks that folks have decided to bring today among the 9 players, the format has a pretty wide dearth of different decks, strategies, and archetypes across the history of Magic as a game that folks are able to bring to bear on each other and kind of see how they all pan out. How are we looking over there, Red Mage?
I'm fighting off the Hangouts call.
Alrighty, so bear with us as we get hand cam set up and get ready to showcase our first matchup. Who are we going to have playing first, Red Mage?
We're going to have Badwolf and... Oh, wow. Badwolf still hasn't... Holy smokes. Badwolf, you need to message me on Hangouts, because apparently I didn't have Badwolf set up on Hangouts yet. Somehow. Okay. I guess I've been gone for a while, so...
Yeah, so we're probably expecting to see, like, Abzan versus Storm first. And it may make sense if he's not able to get, or if they're not able to get in the call relatively soon.
We'll get the call. That's not a problem.
Okay. Interesting matchup. I think historically, you'd think Storm would be pretty favored versus most mid range. Abzan can be a little more tricky because they have a lot more hand attack. And Arakasi's not on a more traditional build of Storm. They're on a Tinker. I believe Tinker still a Bullis Storm list, which, if pressured early enough or kind of outvalued in the hand zone early enough, I think can run into some issues in the matchup. So it should be a little tighter than you'd expect, like most traditional like Tutor Storm lists versus most mid range, which would be pretty advantaged towards the Tutor Storm list, or the Tutor Storm list. So hopefully we'll be getting here relatively soon with the first match we've got. I'm also kind of curious to see.
We should be able to. We should be pretty close to being go. I have Arakasi screen already.
Yeah, so we've got a few new folks, and honestly, if this is a format that interests you, this is a great place to play it. A lot of the decks you'll see in these, they're certainly very powerful, but you can get involved in Magic Online for a very low rate of money. You can play very competitive decks that are $10 to $15. Now, your range of what you're able to play at $10 to $50 would be limited. I mean, you'd be playing probably Red Deck Wins or White Weenie, but those are decks that can actually that could win this event. And frankly, I don't know what you think right now, Red Mage, but I think looking at the meta game, like right now would be a gregreat time to jump in there and cast some Price of Progresses and some Goblin Guides.
Red Deck Wins is definitely very well positioned these days. And in general, aggro decks, I feel, are put in a good way. There's been also a resurgence of combo, which aggro tends to have favorable matchups against. So, like, there's...
I think it's honestly pretty 50-50 versus
it
like,
depends on how fast the
Storm
combo
decks.
is. But I would say that in average, the aggro decks manage to kill you a little bit before than the combo decks do.
Depends on what kind of combo, Depends on what kind of combo. I think the best Storm decks right now are a turn faster than the best aggro decks. Unless they get down like the Eidolon or like something like that. It's weird right now. But I think we're going to kind of tie into like the format in general because we're talking about points before. The format is probably going to get some changes relatively soon here. My guess would be probably sometime around the 17th of this month to kind of probably slow down some of the best combo decks a little bit. Get them back up closer to turn 4 or 5 to win. Some of them right now can go pretty quick. Get as fast as turn 3 pretty consistently in certain builds. So format's an interesting spot that way. That's kind of one of the cool things about it too, is like you'll see the format is pretty consistently changing with how the council, the folks who actually manage the format, look at points and assess the format. And they're all real big aficionados of the format too. So they're playing it a bunch, they're fishing it a bunch, and you will see pretty consistent changes in it. Is that a Withering Wisps? That's a cool card.
That's. I will be honest. I just hit random card on Hangouts.
I like seeing random cards. It looks great. That's a great looking old card. Good old Ice Age card
there. We might have to quickly restart the stream because I'm not. I'm not being able to capture the display that.
Let's do what we got to do.
Yeah.
Get it going.
So the good news is that we have a hand cams already set up. So as soon as we're back, we should be able to get going. But at least for now, I'm gonna have to restart things really quickly, and then
see you all back here in a little bit.
Yeah. Hello everybody, we're back. Loman, are you still around?
Alright.
At least
so,
I don't hear him.
We are we're around. I think I managed to hammer all of the stupid technical difficulties that I was having to some degree. I have a new laptop in case you haven't had it before, and apparently all my settings got jumbled in the transition. So let me put in all of the stuff that I need to put in, and we'll take it from there. So we have Badwolf wins. We missed round 1 sadly, but it is what it is. So Cheesecake-Carrotpie defeat Bailite 2-0. Done. Blahguy defeats Kaya 2-1. Then we have Aiamethist 2-0 over SecretPipesman. And finally, who won between Badwolf and Arakasi? Oh yeah, Badwolf wins 2-0 over Arakasi. Okay, let's bet round 2.
Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, I know, right? So these are the pairings. We will be watching Blahguy versus Niklas, or Nicky, I suppose. So that's gonna be where we start, and yeah, that's gonna be the thing. So let's do that. I will be contacting Blahguy and Nicky for their no, for the handcams. Okay, that stuff can go away. Okay. All right. Oh, wrong. Okay. Alrighty. We have we're showing a game, so that's a start.
Nice.
Will be yeah, so I have hand cams from both players, which I will be displaying in very short time. Yeah, the players can feel free to get started.
So we have Rakdos Goblins versus Abzan Midrange as the matchup, as is on screen. Is this a more aggressive build of goblins, or is it like a little more
I don't
slower and
think
mid-rangey?
I don't even think it's goblins. I think this is just straight up.
Wait, oh, you haven't updated the things, have you? Oops.
No, yeah, no.
Oh, I'm relying on the stream.
Let me. I'll invite you to the Hangouts call in a second so that you can actually see on up to date stuff. Give me.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Yeah, no, agreed. It's just a matter of me doing it. I think somebody just entered my office. Hey, Joe.
You.
Technically, are you gonna be working?
No. I just came to make some coffee.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, sorry. Sometimes Sunday I stream from here because I have the big screen.
Oh,
So
sweet.
that's. I never had anybody walking. Yeah.
We did it. Room 8% achieved.
Yeah, it is officially done. I don't see any action on the display, so I don't know if the players actually started. But if not, they should. This is an interesting failure mode, but it's fine. All right, and we are off to the races. I'm gonna set up hand cams real quick.
Nice. So, the Thoughtseize takes a barely visible Rotting Reggie. I presume that there aren't better things in Blahguy's hand. In that case.
I mean, Rotting Reggie is a pretty big game.
Yeah, but like, there could be other 3-drops that like you're a little more afraid of. It probably also means that like the kill spells in Nicky's hand are just something. I don't know. I can't see the hands yet, so
I will. I'm working on that.
it's fine. Just trying to get back into the swing of knowing how to commentate at all, ever.
That is fair. Okay, so whose end is this? Let's start there. This appears to be the bottom players.
Yep. Yep. So now we can see that the interaction suite Nicky had was counter spells as opposed to kill spells, which may or may not be relevant.
Okay.
Is that a light up the stage that got cast? I think that is.
That is a tiny hand. Oh, there's a price of progress in Nicky's hand. That's kind of spicy.
It's probably gonna be the thing that kills.
Also, I swapped
the
it
hands
with
are
me.
on the
Yeah, the hands are on the wrong players. I noticed.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're playing Price in a 3-color deck.
Yeah, that's interesting actually.
Like, I play a lot of greedy mana bases, and not just in the a bunch of colors sense, so if like your green is like a splash and you fetch around it when you draw it, it might just kill your opponent more than it kills you usually, is probably the theory. Yeah, currently Nicky gets domed for 6, and Blahguy gets domed for 3. So
Aha, I think.
that's so. Does
Okay.
Muddle the Mixture mean Nicky's on Time Vault?
No, I do not. I believe that this is a complete preferred list. I think that Nicky is on some sort of Season the Past control deck. That's the way
So
that.
Time Walk?
As much as I have been
Because
saying that
like
the
they have
Time Vault
two.
decks are a fair deck, I don't think that's what's going
So they have
on
like
here.
2 tutor spells that
I don't.
make me think they're like searching for some big bad blue spell.
Let me just.
We'll see what the mystical gets.
Let me fix the round info, and then we.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like why Nicky has tutors.
And then I can ship you the deck lists. Maybe.
Yeah, especially pointed tutors.
Yeah. I mean, that's a like running tutor is a hard to see pretty often in mid-range decks. It's not unheard of, but
Like fair DT is what did they get? Yeah, okay, they are time walking. Like fair DT is real good.
okay.
So just explore time walk. Okay, so they throw their own Snuffcast from bus. And what? Oh, they pump right, okay.
And then we have Blahguy, who is what's
And
Blahguy? He's just on Rakdos Aggro? No. Oh, he's on the 4-color temple. I think.
So Blahguy gets to do some sneaky tricks with the Firebrand to kill off Leovold.
Okay, let me ship you the deck.
And there's the value reanimate, which probably gets something real good.
Okay.
Gets Rotting
So-
Regisaur?
These are the decks, just so that you have them, so that.
That seems like a good idea. Okay, so I now know what people are doing in general.
Although the list that they seem to have for Blahguy is definitely incorrect. He appears to be on
well.
4-color blood.
Oh, they took the Leovold, not the Regisaur, apparently.
We'll go with that.
Like, I would have just gotten the big thing that goes wah and not cared about card draw. So Nicky takes the price of progress to not die.
Which, you know, usually, generally speaking, good idea.
And I presume I don't know what they do about the Lightning. Like, they could transmute and, like, cast something before the discard hits, or they can counter it. They can afford to take, like, go to 1, maybe, if they... Maybe? Though they might just not want to die again.
Dying is. I thought I had told stupid. Alright, Blahguy gets there. Okay. So, MTG is now quiet. I am inviting. I'm not inviting you because I don't have your email on Hangouts somehow.
When I've been, like, been invited directly in the past, it doesn't work. You should probably just send me a link.
I
Like,
can't.
I think
There is no link. Can you just send me your Hangouts email on Discord and we'll sign.
Sure, 1 minute.
I don't think Hangouts works via links. I don't think that's how it.
No, I think there are share links.
If so, I have no idea how to make them.
There we go.
I knew this email. I had that. I whatever.
I have very consistent account names.
No, yeah. I mean. Okay.
It's very helpful. Yo, it's still doing the thing. That's really bad. The thing where I literally can't see any of, like, the Hangout listings because there's just white. Why is it still doing that?
I invited you to the calls.
Yeah, it's not gonna work as I wait a minute. I think I know it's fucking it up. I think I figured it out.
Worst case scenario, you can leave the hands from the stream, I suppose.
What is it? What the hell? Is it one of my blockers? Like, it's doing it? Because it might be. I'm gonna just quickly do it to see if I. Oh. So there should be a link button. A few weeks ago when
Okay. I'll
other
try to
person
see
was
if
running.
if I can find it, but
There should be a share link, because that's how I joined the calls last week. I don't know why this technical difficulty exists on my end.
yeah, copy link to share. There you go.
There we go. So now I can get around this really dumb
So
thing
I
that
would try to
the
fix
computer
it,
does.
but
There we go.
at least we found the workaround for now.
Yep. Dude. Yep. And I'll mute myself in here to, you know.
Alright, so we had a pretty fast start from Blahguy's Rakdos Aggro deck, which is actually Rakdos Aggro, and I don't understand how he had the Leovold last time and the Taiga. Maybe
No,
there was
no,
some
no, no. The Leovold was reanimated.
Oh.
So Nicky's Leovold died in the
Mm.
toxic deluge due to the fanatical firebrand pinging it before it died. And then Blahguy made the decision between Rotting Regisaurus and the Leovold on the reanimate.
I see. Okay, that makes more sense.
And so now Nicky's probably just gonna blow Blahguy out with the whole.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
there's the deed is gonna help a whole lot, right? That's just
the deed went off, didn't it?
The deed already went off. Yeah, the deed did.
Yeah, the deed went off. Yes, the deed went off. The Thragtusk resolves, and Blahguy is probably just not gonna win now. So I might hold the regrowth for after the Thragtusk dies to just kind of do it again. Second road bump. Because I don't think you need much more than, like... I don't think you need more than 2 Thragtusks to, like, find your win condition. Or, you know, keep a win condition.
2 Thragtusks is a win condition.
Yes. So not only is it a win condition, but if Blahguy gets through the whole 2 bodies of it, but without dying, there's 2 more bodies. So yes, that regrowth is a win condition, actually. So does Blahguy have a bolt?
He has a Force Bolt.
That doesn't kill Thragtusk.
It doesn't.
There is a reanimate, which can hit something juicy.
Yeah.
There's an Order of Midnight to block. Ooh, but the Fanatical Firebrand plus Fork Bolt kills the front half.
Do you need
And
to
then,
the front half though? Like,
well,
Nicholas is at 15 life. Okay, never mind. That's the part
so,
I was not.
Yeah, so Nicky's ahead enough. So I would have not cast the Order of Midnight there and, you know, reanimated it immediately. Because there might be like some sort of reach in Nicky's deck. Like Collective Brutality's reach. I don't know, Questing Beast. Does Control
Beast, which somehow has reach.
Does Control Beast see play in does Questing Beast see play in Control?
I don't think so. I mean,
I have not played enough green control decks for it.
It feels like a more mid-range type card, but alright.
Yeah,
and
it
then
does.
we are off to the races for round 3.
Yep, and there's a dead Blahguy. So Blahguy's hand doesn't look that bad. Like it goes 1, 2. Hopefully, like hit that 3. Yeah, so Nicky has cantrips, a decent amount of counterspells, and the Pulse of Marasa, which is probably going to win them the game.
Yeah, Pulse is a hell of a card in matchups like these.
Like, it can probably, like, hopefully it snags, like, a good blocker. Like, what are the blockers Nicky has access to that aren't, like, game winners like Kefnet? Because they might
in
not get to
hand,
Kefnet
nothing. In general,
in deck. Like, there's a Thragtusk, obviously, which that's a little too disgusting as someone who plays aggro. Like, just gaining 16 life.
yeah, that's a lot of life.
So I assume that Preordained set up another land drop, or
No, what, no.
what?
Okay, no, sorry, I accidentally drag and dropped something on stream, and then suddenly everything looked terrible. But no, it doesn't.
Oof. So we're gonna see a 3-drop out of Blahguy, which is probably gonna eat a counterspell.
Yeah, I'm assuming that most 3-drops will. Like, at this point, like, 3-drops is not how you beat the aggro decks, like 1-drops are. And this hand seems pretty heavy on the 3s.
Yeah.
No,
So I presume
he
it's
does
gonna
double
go.
spell though. He does
Yeah,
choose
double
double
spell.
spell.
I'm gonna lead with the one that's worse, obviously. Oh. So does that eat Mana Leak or does that not? Is the question.
Yeah, no, it does. It did it.
Okay.
The Goblin Instigator were good.
Yeah. So
yeah, now we have
Nicky hits the 3rd land drop, which was actually concerning me for them. Yeah, they kind of need to hit the Kefnet or the Cryptic to.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot really stumble against
die.
an aggro deck, right? Especially now this Kite Sail freebooter will probably get to like start picking their hand apart.
I assume that takes the duress or the negate.
You don't care about duress, right? Because what is gonna duress is gonna duress your like duress and negate don't do much. What is gonna do? Duress your that's rampage. That's whatever. I think.
Yeah. Okay. I guess it takes the Cryptic because I don't think.
So
I think you just
either
hope they
take
don't
the
hit
Cryptic
green
or the Pulse, right? Because either way, like either card requires Niklas to draw land.
Yeah.
I think I like taking Cryptic, but either works.
Well, because Pulse has no valid targets.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is important. Yeah, so they take the Cryptic because they think it just seems like the better hit, and
well, Rakdos would normally be great, except there is no green mana and no 4th or 5th mana source for Niklas.
Yeah, hopefully, like they can just like slam Kefnet next turn and just not die.
Well, there's a couple of 6-1s that are coming their way. And Lightning Skill Elemental is also gonna pressure their hand even more, and it's gonna resolve this turn if it gets cast. So,
yeah, I think you're fine discarding 2 cards that you just can't cast.
That's fair. This guy,
but
you pitch your Thragtusk so that the Pulse of Morasa has a target.
Yep, and you like pitch your Mystical Teachings because it still has value in your bin. You don't really need removal. You just need a block for a few turns.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I don't even think. I think he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Or she is dead through even if she the land.
Thoughts using yourself as like PM. Yeah, that's dead.
Yeah, that's the end. Congratulations to Blahguy for that win. Do we have anybody else still going? No, that was the last match. So let's okay, yeah. You fill the air. I am going to go ahead and start punching the results in.
Cool. So that matchup just shows like what happens when control stumbles on lands. It's really not pretty.
Not against an aggro deck specifically.
Yeah.
That is
Like if you
going...
stumble on your land drops against like aggro or combo, you just kind of get ran over.
Okay. So Pipesman won 2-0 against Cheesecake. Blahguy wants 2-1 against Nicky. Bailite won 2-1 versus Arakasi. 2-0, sorry. And Badwolf versus Aiamethist. How did that end up? Are they still going?
Are they?
I don't think so. Unless their MTGO names are completely different than their actual name, which, you know, possible. They are. Yeah, no, they are absolutely still going.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I just couldn't... both their MTGO names are different, so I can't recognize them. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go watch this game. We're not gonna
Nice.
have hand cams though, so
That's fine.
all right. So what do you make of this board state outside of the fact that there's some stuff going on?
Okay, so what? So there's 3 planeswalkers, a dead aristocrat, like a dead payoff. How many? And Anya has 7 cards in hand, and they look pretty dead. They look pretty dead.
Okay. So it sounds like we tuned in to a relatively late to a game that was already on its way. Well, so if things are already on their way, I want to remind our viewers of a couple of things. The first one is that if you want to join this event, your best bet is to join the Discord. We run an event every week at 1 p.m. EST. Oh yeah, so Badwolf is one. And I just posted a link to the Discord in chat. There's gonna be an announcement that goes on usually every Wednesday about the event going on, and then you can sign up. Everybody's welcome to join, and you definitely should, because the format is great fun. The second thing that I have that is worth mentioning is if you want to join directly for next week, I have a poll for you, which I am about to post. And I think the syntax is like this. Sign up for next week at... That's not the droids I'm looking for. How do you even? You even by going here and then clicking on here and then clicking on here and then here and then doing that, and this is great broadcasting. So you can write next poll in chat, exclamation point next poll, and you'll get a reminder with the link to the poll for next week, which I just made. So that's pretty good. If I'm trying to make your life as easy as possible, just sign up, play, and show up, play some games of Highlander. It's great. We have our final result in Badwolf defeated Aiamethist 2-1, which means we are about to go to round 3. And I'm gonna post. Thank you. The pairings in chat, and we're gonna watch the final, which is gonna be Blahguy versus Badwolf. So yeah, that's exciting. I suppose. What did I say? I suppose it is exciting. Shut up. What am I doing with my life? Oh no. Okay.
Do you want another commentary person?
That would be sweet. Please.
Okay.
Blahguy.
So I got utterly crushed on Storm. I think I might bring a different deck next week, eh? Tinker at 3 doesn't quite get there. It's fun though. So what do we got? I know Badwolf is on Abzan. What is Blahguy on?
Isn't Blahguy on Rakdos Aggro?
On Aggro. What sort of
Nev?
aggro?
Nev, you're around.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Blahguy was
know
on
what
Rakdos
Blahguy's
Aggro,
on?
right?
Oh, Rakdos aggro. Alright, well I like Abzan's chances against aggro, especially
Yeah,
like
I'm
not
on
hyper
that.
efficient red aggro. Abzan just has a lot of ways to gain life. Like I saw in their deck they had the new Elspeth that can just gain 5 and like do a lot of defensive stuff. Not that Rakdos aggro can't get there. It would just need like a particularly quick start, I think, or for Badwolf to stumble.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Blahguy to share his screen, and then we should be getting ready to go.
So I've always liked the idea of Rakdos aggro. It just seems like I'm not sure what you're getting that makes it like faster than red, and I feel like if you're on aggro, you really want to be as quick as you can.
Well, I think that the thing that is attractive isn't that it's faster. The thing that is attractive is that it's more disruptive. So you get to play. You get to play stuff like Thoughtseize that gives your deck a little bit of a leg up in terms of in terms of facing like so here is the thing that is a little odd. The thing is that having more disruption makes your matchup good against the unfair decks, but as a pure aggro deck you're already pretty good against the unfair decks, so that's
the thing. Like you can always like you always just want to go faster, I feel like, with aggro. And if you're trying to tech against the unfair decks, yeah, sure you'll get some points there, but against Midrange, and I was talking about low man, talking with low man about Midrange yesterday. Against Midrange, those cards are so much worse because the Midrange deck will always top deck better than you. Like you can take their like, oh, they have some life gain threat in their hand. I'll take that gladly, sure. But at that point, you're not resolving a quicker threat. You're letting the mid-range deck start to develop, whether that be in terms of mana or whatever early game stuff they have, and then they just get to top deck whatever their best cards are. So,
All right.
yeah, I'm
If,
not sure about
if
thoughts
Neff
it
is
is and stuff.
if Neff is around, I'm gonna let the two of you take on commentary.
Sure,
Because
I'm here.
because I would like I think I would like to. So I'm gonna go dark from now on. Just work on making sure that the tech works. So I'm gonna let you two do your thing. We are
Alright.
ready to go, by the way. So if the players want to start.
Commentary time.
Already we're seeing Blahguy mulligan to 6. That's unfortunate.
Wait,
Uh,
do I not
but-
have the
so is
cams
Wolf.
again?
I'm working on that. Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So Wolf goes to 6.
Yeah, they've both gone to 6 so far.
So that looks like a pretty hot hand.
Yeah. Blahguy's hand is really, really good. Munwolf's hand has a lot of expensive threats in it, but fast mana and an Earth Abyssal to maybe start to get there. So they might just try to keep that and put like Siren on the bottom or something.
Yeah, Oath of Nessus should be a best card you're not playing sometime.
Yeah, it is an interesting one, especially like this Abzan deck is very Planeswalker heavy, so it'll just help fix for that as well. Like it actually gets the incidental utility off that. But
Arakasi,
we see a very
I sent you a couple links so that you can join the.
Yep. I'm in.
So
I
you
see
can join the
people's
Hangouts call so that you can see the hands.
okay.
If I can see hands.
Okay, sorry for the interruption.
Yep. So Oath of Nessus is gonna go and try and find some lands. It does. Now they can't verdict on 2, which is something you always want to do. But
Yeah. So what black does get over just red is a lot of these like little recursive threats like Dread Wanderer.
yeah, I've played a bunch of like splashy burn. And the recursive threats are nice. They're just not fast.
Yeah, I think the advantage is they're better against like Wrath decks and like sort of blue decks that like can get rid of your threats quickly.
Yeah. I've played like mono red splashing white. And like basically what you're doing in that deck is like you're replacing your worst like 8 cards with like 8 different ones.
Yeah,
Unlike in
you
this
get
deck
some
where you're just like, hey, these black threats are pretty cool.
you
These
get
red
some
threats are pretty
interesting
cool.
like threat
Burn's
diversity.
good.
Yeah. We see a GT here. That's going to be very good against the mid-range deck. That's an example of a card that gives aggro legs against mid-range.
Yeah, it lets you like contest a walker pretty well.
Yeah, that we see why it's 2 points. It's a hell of a card, but being on one land here is not ideal.
Oh yeah,
The
the Wasteland
will
one.
eventually make
missed
the
it.
mana, but we might end up seeing this Deathrite get Palace Jailered. Oh,
No.
well, there's the second land. If they just want to equip the GT, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Just
Getting
you just
the
gotta start
counters
like
on there.
beating them to death before they slam a walker. Because you kind of see what happens when the walkers take over the game.
Now, the interesting thing about the Palace Jailer wording is Palace Jailer can die, and that's actually sort of good for Munwolf, because that means they'll never be getting the Dread Wanderer back. Interesting
they should kill it because they need to get the Deathrite coming through as soon as possible before Munwolf just steals the game.
Yeah, so they're really hoping to try and get this Monarch back, which I don't think is going to happen.
Yeah, there's like, what is there? Like, can't, yeah, I think, isn't Badwolf gonna like slam an extra and just make some tokens?
Yeah,
Or
that's
the
most
Garrick.
likely what we're going to see.
I think we're gonna see the Garrick here actually. Yeah, we see the Garrick come down and like just really
Yeah,
well
so
protect
even-
the monarchy. I have not
even-
played a bunch of 5-mana Garrick. Is it good?
5-mana Garrick is presumably good if you're ramping to it. This deck is very Planeswalker heavy, so maybe it's like fine
Density.
in sort of a Planeswalker-y deck. Alright, we
So-
might get to see the Monarch get taken back here because of this Fatal
Yeah.
Push.
Like, and then the GT can like clean up the beasts from now on, I think.
Well, the Beast are 3/3s, and GT only gets 2 -1 things per
No, in
hit.
combat.
Oh, in combat,
Clean them
yeah,
up in
sure.
combat.
Then you're trading, you're trading an uptick on a Planeswalker for like your actual creatures.
Well, no. So not like the kill
Oh.
ability, but like just contest them in combat.
Oh yeah, with the pump. Yeah.
Yeah, just like one GT tick kills the beast because death rate is 2 toughness.
Yep.
And the second one can like actually help you pull ahead eventually.
Yeah, so this is what we were saying about the GT being like sort of a card that can get legs against the shenanigans here.
Yeah.
But
So
I still
we're
think
gonna see the
Badwolf is
Liliana come
favored.
down, I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's probably gonna seal the
They
never
also
getting.
get to play the Verdict, don't they? Do they?
No, they don't.
No. Okay.
Like
But no,
they're
yeah.
land short this turn.
I still think Wolf is very advantaged here, especially getting back Palace Jailer is an interesting line.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah,
like-
that's really good. That means I presume this gets death. Oh no, it doesn't get death threat.
It's taking away the recursive threats, so it's harder for Blahguy to steal the monarchy in the future.
Yeah, that's probably a smart. Like playing for the long game is exactly what Badwolf wants to do.
Yeah, like Blahguy, especially when stuck on 2 lands, can't really deal with a mid-range deck.
Yeah, as try as GT might, a couple of Planeswalkers, a couple of creatures, it just represents so much value. It's hard to get back
Yeah.
from behind.
It's usually like it's usually the third planeswalker that just says I'm not winning. It's the second one that kills you,
Yeah.
and we're on the 2 that kind of kill you. Like
Yeah,
what are
these two just
Blahguy's
represent too much value.
outs? What even are their outs? I think their outs are red
Okay,
source.
their outs are red source. Get down this rampaging Ferocidon to get a couple of points of damage, and then price of progress for 1 million.
Oh yeah, the
that's-
price of progress is like most of their life total.
yeah,
Right.
that represents 10 damage. So if they can just like sneak in 5 points of damage somewhere and get a red source, there's a chance. But I still think it's pretty minimal against sort of the accrued value we're going to see here. And if
Like
yeah,
they could play like a defensive death right here.
another relevant fact is Badwolf might not know about the price of progress, meaning they might just keep playing non-basics.
I would actually leave the death rate back to block. As crazy as that sounds, because you can like tap it on end step to activate the ability to get in the ticks before the price.
Yeah, but if Badwolf doesn't attack, then you're not getting counters on your GT, and you're not actively trying to get the life total. You see, they attack the death right at face there. They're trying to get in these extra points of damage to make their price progress work.
Yeah.
So I think they're taking the sort of correct line. It's just they were really hoping on no block there. Like, I mean, you obviously block if you're Badwolf there. There's no reason not to.
Like the Ferocidon probably is actually it's better than I thought it was because they're making at least
Ferocidon,
1 creature a turn.
They're making 2 creatures a turn, most likely.
But they might choose not to like tick up.
Yeah,
Because
well,
you can get value
they
off
might
of
choose
the
not to.
Garrick.
It's not much value. It's based on the power of the creature, greatest
Still,
power. So
still 2 whole cards.
it is a couple of cards, but keeping your planeswalkers alive against red is, I think, much more important.
Yeah, I don't know, like. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm the type of person who's paranoid enough to like play around collective brutality when I have my warship in play, but I'm probably not this paranoid. Okay, that means they're 2 damage off.
Yeah, see that they're just getting this rampaging Ferocity value.
I'm gonna if I were Monolith and I die this way, I'm gonna get tilted.
Yeah.
Aren't the dead next turn? Activation of Deathrite Shaman and Price of Progress is lethal.
Oh yeah, Deathrite Shaman is relevant. Yeah, that's a good point.
Right, DRS activation. They're just dead, actually.
Well, yep.
No,
They didn't play around the non-basic 8, so that's six non-basics in play. That's 12 damage plus the Deathrite activation, and that's super lethal now with the
hopefully
extra
Blahguy sees it.
planeswalkers as well, like the creatures. That's one way to steal a game of Magic. Price of Progress is a hell of a card.
I thought Blahguy was gonna die for most of this game.
Yeah, me too. It's just, I think they took all the correct measures to get the most out of this Price of Progress, and it's going to pay off.
You see, they could survive the Price of Progress if they plow their own beast, but they're not going to be able to gain any life.
Well, they have no mana up, do they?
Yeah, no, they don't. Not right now.
But... yeah. And there it is. Brutal. That just feels so bad. Holy moly. See, I don't know. When people say they want Blood Moon to be a point, I look at this and I question whether Blood Moon would be the thing you point.
No, I'm not even playing Price of Progress in Blue Moon.
I think really? you'd point the back to basics out of any of the non-basic 8 cards.
But it's the worst one, like by quite a bit.
Yeah, well, back to basics turns off your mana as well, like in a lot of cases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not too much of it, but like
enough.
Blood Moon's.
Like the thing is that
Blood
Moon is designed in such a way that it doesn't have like Blood Moon is designed in such a way that you play a bunch of islands and your deck is not too hungry in terms of color peeps. It's angry-ish, but like you will be still able to cast your stuff. Badwolf has Mulligan to 4, by the way.
Yeah, that's a significant mulligan against a very aggressive hand. That's gonna be unlikely for Mudwolf to be able to pull back here, but you never know. They might just get a threat.
It does turn off Robber of the Rich. Kind of.
What?
Robber of the Rich, which is sitting in Blahguy's hand, it prevents them from getting value off it.
Oh yeah.
It isn't that significant, but like
so many threats here and a chain lightning.
The good news is that the Sylvan Carrot, it does get to like put some blocking work. So they have a little bit of time to draw a big hammer, but it needs to be a big one because. Also, more importantly, it kind of breaks this mind twist because Moonwolf is going to like deploy basically their whole hand next turn. I'm assuming we're gonna see this Reclamation Sage just show up as a blocker.
Yeah, that's most likely what we're gonna see here, unless they draw something else relevant.
Oh, like this Arena Rector?
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That makes it very hard for Blahguy to attack reasonably. I'm not sure I wonder if they have an Ugin. Ugin would be like probably the best hit
I'm
I've
assuming that
seen
Ugin is what you
Mana
mean, right?
Ugin.
No, 8 mana Ugin.
Yeah.
But I've seen 6 also. So, but
Oh,
I think
okay.
8.
Oh, yeah, you have the deck lists, right?
Soren would be my most likely guess for what this arena rector gets. Blahguy probably correctly just attacks with everything here. Like, you're not getting around killing this arena rector in red-black. So it is what it is. You just got to see what you're going to deal with. I'm excited. I've never seen an arena rector happen.
Who's that Pokemon?
I'm betting it's 6 mana Soren. Oh, no, it is Ugin. Holy
It's
moly.
Ugin!
Alright, I wasn't sure if they were going to run the 8 mana Ugin in this deck, but that's really good for them. That might be game winning. They just get to bolt every threat that comes down for the rest of the game.
I should remake Big Black with the white splash. That deck was fun.
That does sound fun. But yeah, this puts Monwolf in such a good position, and the ultimate gains 7 life. Like, if they ever develop too many threats, you can just minus to exile them all. Like, this is it can't be overemphasized how much of a beating this is.
I think Monwolf, as they say, is just kind of dead.
You mean
Or
Blahguy?
not dead. Yeah, Blahguy. I am tired.
To be
Yeah,
fair, they were dead
I
last
mean,
game too, and then we saw what happened, but...
Yeah,
You
too am
get
tired.
price
I
of
made a lot of
progress.
punts because of it.
Like, price
Yeah,
of progress deals 8?
Price of Progress is something that Monwolf should start thinking about now. Probably just stop playing non-basics, honestly. Like, that's just one way you can throw this game. It is awkward, because, like, I mean, if you draw a life gain card, maybe you keep playing non-basics anyway, just to get out that life gain.
Like,
But
Ugin is life gain.
Yeah, Ugin is life gain, but you need to get there. And at the moment, it's just upticking to kill these little threats, which I think is correct. You probably just want to keep upticking, threat ending this ultimate, and getting rid of the threats. But playing out the non-basics in the meantime, I'm concerned about, because I mean, Price of Progress will become a relevant draw at some point.
Yeah. Okay, so Blahguy elects
playing the
to...
Jite is interesting. I don't think it's ever gonna happen though. Not with an Ugin in play. Probably would have just deployed a threat there if it was possible.
It is worth mentioning that Ugin can't kill Jitter. Because it's colorless. So Ugin can't minus to exile the Jitter. It can do... It can kill everything that can hold it, but it can't kill.
So Ugin's probably just gonna put like 6
Whoa,
planeswalkers in play or something like that.
I'm not sure I would have ultimated there. I might have just kept my safe position and kept bolting things. Because as we see here, like, we see a couple of planeswalkers. The 6 mana Ajani is probably going to be relevant.
But now, like, you just get to edict all the threats and creature lands.
Yeah.
Is that Planeswalker
I don't
deck,
know.
Ajani?
So, suddenly, now that the Ugin's gone, though,
No.
I feel like Blahguy is in a better position.
Wait, is it?
It is.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that like the only good Planeswalker deck? Planeswalker.
No, the Tezzeret Master of Metal is not bad.
What does that one do?
It's a 6 mana Tezzeret. It's like it upticks to drain based off how many artifacts you control, and it finds more artifacts.
It's an Academy payoff, right?
In a way, yeah, it can be. I don't think you run it in any current version of Academy, but it could see play theoretically in somewhere. So there's at least 2 somewhat playable Planeswalker deck cards.
I always think of like this Ajani as like the
Oh,
one from
okay.
Theros, but
Pterodax in chat is saying that you could actually get it in packs, Ajani Unyielding. So maybe we got it backwards.
We've been Teridax in chat has mentioned that it's not a Planeswalker deck walker. It's actually a set.
Yeah. I just
huh?
So now we see 2 threats on the board for Blahguy, which as I say, like I think that this turns on a lot of stuff. Like Ajani can minus to exile things. More scary, I think, is the uptick to find more threats. But at the moment, like Liliana doesn't do much. It can downtick and it'll get rid of Gutter Bones, sure, but that comes back.
Wow. Those are some bad Ajani upticks.
Yeah, this is what I'd be worried about. Like, I'm not sure. I still maintain like continuing to uptick Ugin might have been the best line, at least while you're not being threatened in any sense by anything Blahguy's doing. I'm not sure. Force of Despair destroys creatures that enter battlefield that turn.
Yeah,
So,
I've written
does
Force
not-
of Despair off as a bad card, but it's interesting to see that it's like being played.
I'm not sure it's great, but I mean, if you're in a deck that has a bunch of expensive planeswalkers that it might never get to cast against an aggro deck, and they deploy 2 threats in a turn, maybe you're just like, okay, this will kill 2 creatures.
It just seems like so bad compared to anything else you could be doing for 3 mana or 0 mana and instant speed. Like,
Well, I
I'd
think
rather
that might
slam
have
a
been.
Slaughter Pact a lot of the time.
I'm not sure about this concession.
Wait, what just
like,
happened?
They just conceded after the Stirring Wildwood got activated. Sure, they're losing creatures on attacks, but activating the Dreadhorde Butcher, once that dies, it deals damage.
So,
So if
Blahguy
that
has
went
like
base, then
enough.
you got a Price of Progress. That might have been game. Like, I'm not sure about the concession there.
Speaking of Price of Progress,
yeah.
he's in.
Doesn't Blahguy have the literal nuts right now, though?
Yep, Blahguy's in a very good position here. That's a good hand. You got the mana
Like-
development, the creatures to come down. You got a shock to deal with any
Oh,
dork or
yeah,
whatever.
this
the
might be
price
like the one, like the 3rd best hand the deck can draw or something like that. It just looks like
In
it.
this particular matchup, yeah, it's pretty good.
Like, you have the Goblin Guide best card, like best 1-drop for the deck, and then like some of the higher quality of your 1-drops
Yeah,
to commit this turn.
and now with this
Liliana the
Death
Last
Right draw,
Hope
that's
is a very
two
powerful.
1-drops.
Sorry, Liliana the Last Hope is a very powerful card to have in this matchup if you are a Badwolf, but he might be too far behind the time it catches results.
Yeah, it might already be too late.
If Blahguy hits the 3rd land, the Judith probably just seals this as a game that they're ahead enough in.
Something to note about how that Liliana matches up against this hand, though, is that all the creatures have 2 toughness. So it wouldn't even be killing creatures. It would just be played and then it would be killed immediately.
Yeah. Somehow he drew all of the toughness threats.
Yeah. And if this Judith gets to come down, that represents a lot of damage with 3 creatures on the board. That's it's going to be. Yeah, I'm not sure what Munwolf can really do to get out of this. Abrupt Decay can get rid of something temporarily.
I can kill the Judith, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think, does Judith still ping on her death?
Yes. But,
Okay.
you'll take that 1 damage pretty much no matter what.
Oh, yeah. You'll take it. You'll take it over the extra 3 points of damage it represents just on the creatures in play. But, yeah, not... they actually can play it here off the death right. I might... Interesting. They don't opt to go for it. Maybe that's smart into open mana. I wouldn't be too concerned about kill spells on Munwolf's side if I was the red deck. I might have just slammed the Judith with the death right.
Okay.
He's gonna get paid for it though now, because now the Abrupti tags Zergo.
Yeah, definitely.
So hopefully they.
Gerard's verdict is interesting. If it gets played here, it might get played here over Painful Truths.
You might also just
Just
want to
to get rid of
vindicate.
other
You might
threats.
we might want to vindicate something also.
You
Yeah,
might want to
actually,
just like
Vindicate's probably
use
the
your
most likely
Liliana as a
play.
speed bump, or that's also an option. No, yeah, you're right. You probably shouldn't do that.
Actually,
No.
Liliana's kind of...
I'm down to slam the Liliana and kill the Firebrand. Your
Yeah,
Liliana
yeah,
doesn't
no,
die
I
next turn unless
agree.
there's
Like-
a base threat.
Yeah, speed bump Liliana does like live for 3 turns if they're like targeting it down, or
Yeah.
2 turns.
No, I think
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
a good play.
it
gives
gets
you a bunch of
shocked
life.
here. It gets shocked here and killed, but the...
But that means the
Based
shock is not going to your face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
yeah,
then
but
next
based
turn
on what's
hang
on board,
Gurk
playing
down
Liliana
the...
is smart.
Yeah.
I am
Or-
liking Munwolf's position better here, but as we see,
Or Munwolf could
Munwolf
also say
develop,
just price of progress murders my opponent faster than the Liliana kills my board.
Does it though? Badwolf has a basic swamp and a basic forest line around.
Because like Munwolf
Price
goes
of
to
progress is only for damage.
yeah.
so, like,
But
Munwolf,
keep in
like
mind,
let's say Munwolf goes to 8 and then like they play another land, you hit them for 2 and then you price them out of the game.
yeah, like I can see the game going long enough here that this price of progress does become relevant, even if it doesn't seem it right now, because a lot of like Munwolf's deck is very mana hungry, so they're just going to keep playing lands.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We see the Inquisition here probably.
So the green
taking
splash
the
is to activate Death, right?
Might actually take the
Question mark?
verdict, so you
Yeah,
don't
it has
get
to take the
verdict.
verdict, otherwise the verdict takes the price of progress.
Yeah, I mean, assuming that's what. Yeah, well, okay, they take the verdict, but assuming that's what Munwolf would even do on the next turn, I don't think they would. I think they just slam the
on this
Garrick.
turn, they're pretty much priced into playing the. I would probably just play the
Garrick.
the Gurk and the killing the Goblin Guide, right?
Yeah, something like that. But you could consider killing the Death Right.
Yeah, either or.
I don't.
Either way, your
mind it.
Gurk dies, but you're fine with it. It's still
Yeah.
damage that doesn't go your face.
Yeah, I think I would probably kill, like, if I still had the Liliana around, I would have killed the Death Right, just because you get uptick on the Goblin Guide, but now maybe you just kill the Goblin Guide because it represents more damage.
You can also just make a wolf.
That is true. Okay, yeah, that's what they do.
Wolf.
That makes sense. It keeps your Garrick around.
Yeah.
And you haven't got any other value at the moment. Casting Painful Truths at the moment would still be pretty painful. Notably, 2 non-basics in Munwolf's hand. If we see those come down, that might clinch it.
Yeah.
Death Right activations become very relevant as this game goes on with the price of progress in hand.
Yeah,
So,
I think eventually the Gurk will kill the Death Threat. It's just like it makes sense to make a wolf for 2 in the meantime, just so that you can protect the Gurk and the heavy
Yeah,
cleave
absolutely.
after that.
Another land here turns on Judith, which would be interesting.
yeah, unfortunately, Blahguy doesn't see it. Oh, but wait, there's the Death Right
yeah,
mana.
Oh, wait,
Death Right mana.
It has so many abilities. All right, so we do see the Judith come down, which will mean pings on death for this Goblin Guide. I presume it's attacking at Garrick, but it could just go face in the hopes of getting this price of progress turned on. Yeah.
Yeah, also when Judith dies, it deals another price point. that Kaya's Guile could really change the math of the next few turns.
Yeah, Kai's Guile is an interesting one. I've considered running it in some decks. It's just hard to make room for. But here it seems pretty good because gaining 4 is very nice.
Yeah, I've tried it in Mardu, and it's like, it's real good.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of, sometimes it feels like you're like snapcasting an edict with it, and other times it just feels like crummy body Knight of Autumn. That's like the usual modes of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I prefer a 1/1 flyer over a 2/1 non-flyer.
Hmm.
The difference, I guess, would be that you can't flicker wisp it. Things like that. You can't flicker the token to get the value the same way you can with Knight of Autumn. But as I was saying, yeah. Oh, painful truth, really.
That's
bold.
I did not see that coming.
But yeah, as I was saying, we're just seeing the consistent mana development from One Wolf here, which plays right into the price of progress. But
Yep.
no, they pass with the Kai's Guile up. That makes a lot more sense, I feel.
Yeah, like you throw a blocker down, you gain 4. It's basically a time walk.
And also you have this Stirring Wildwood here to block if they decide to get frisky. I assume that's what we're going to see here, just a Stirring Wildwood activation if they attack with both.
Yeah,
Mhm.
trade for their board.
Yep. It's pretty good.
Right, so Blahguy has Gutter Bones.
Yeah.
Or they could just like go really slow and grindy with like Gutter Bones and Judith.
Yeah, keeping the Judith around I don't mind too much. If you were to just stay back and play the Gutter Bones and like have the Deathrite Charm and activation for every turn for the rest of the game and the Judith pings on any other creature dying, I can see playing the long game there with the price of progress in hand. That might have been the better play. But
here you
it's
kind of
very
just
possible they attacked here just not seeing the Stirring Wildwood.
here you just kind of have your stuff die and maybe put them to 10, or maybe
Yeah,
kill
you'd
the
probably
character.
just put him to 10. That's at any point of relevant price progress damage, I think.
Are they killing the Stirring Wildwood?
Oh, they are. Oh,
They're
well, that
killing the
makes...
Stirring Wildwood.
Wait, that's bad.
That's wrong.
Yeah,
That is,
I think that's actually wrong because that's a non-basic land for price of progress.
yeah, that's 2 damage off pop, 2 damage off face. They just cost themselves 4 damage.
Yeah, that's
So that
exactly
Rising
not playing into price of
nice.
progress damage. So I like Munwolf's position a lot better here now. Even this painful truths, like if you can get a life gain Planeswalker off it, maybe you just cast it. You're in such a good position now. Sure you don't know there's a price of progress in hand, but it's not killing you, so it doesn't matter.
Is there
And now we're probably going to see Kai's Guile gain 4 life here and make a token, maybe.
Yeah.
Or we see the Gutter Bones get exiled if they decide to attack here. That might be the option as well, like just gain 4 and exile the graveyard. So that's going to be pretty brutal. That'll be their last threat. Blahguy's last threat gone.
Yep.
And they have a Maelstrom Pulse and a Vindicate in hand to deal with anything that comes down later in the game. The one way Munwolf could still lose this, believe it or not, is to just keep drawing and playing non-basics. It's not super likely now that they've gained 4 off this Kai's Guile, but that's the only way they lose, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, especially because they don't have a ton of pressure right now at all. Like, they have
No,
this
they
Garruk, but this Garruk is gonna take a while to win the game.
Yeah, it does take a little while, especially now that they've exiled the graveyard full of creatures. So Garruk can -3 to give creatures +X and
Thoughts
trample,
is
where
gonna
X is
take
the
the
number of
pop,
creatures in graveyard. So there's no creatures there. But we are seeing consistent mana development here, which is also, as I said, relevant to the price of progress. We're seeing currently 8 damage on price of progress at 12 life.
Yeah.
So if
and
Blahguy can somehow sneak in 4 damage, that's still just a win.
2 possibly, because I kind of think that maybe next turn we'll see a Thoughts is.
Could. I mean, we're seeing one card stranded in hand for Blahguy, or at least it seems that way. Maybe they're just not playing their other land from Munwolf's perspective.
Yeah, but
So
they've
maybe
had
you
this
don't do
card
it
in
just to
hand
not
from
take the 2
before when they
damage.
were stuck on 2, right? So I think I would have played the third. You would think that you would have played
Yeah.
the third land.
You,
Okay, so
you might consider Thought Seizing, but taking 2 is so relevant in this matchup. They don't want to get top decked by a price of progress either.
Yeah.
yeah, I think they are playing around price.
Well, I'm not seeing that based just on the non-basic playing here. I mean, if they leave up Horizon Canopy Crack, then maybe that would be an example of playing around it, because you could crack in response just to get rid of 2 damage off the price. Here we see the Birthing Pod ability of Garruk.
Well, it's better than Podish.
Pseudo Birthing Pod. Yeah.
Oh, but Arena Reactor is pretty great, right?
Oh, we are seeing the Thoughtseize. All right, that's that means I'm not sure. You might crack the Horizon Canopy in response here, just to make sure you're on
You 100%
higher life total.
do. To save 2 life.
Yeah, I think you do. Even though you want to play the Arena Rector,
Oh, he
they
did.
don't. Okay. Well, now they're going to 3 to play this Arena Rector. Oh, 2. Oh, 1.
1.
If they want. Yeah.
Because the Thoughts is dealt 2 to them.
Yeah. The Thoughtseize 2 damage became very relevant. So now anything in Blahguy's deck is turned on, and they need this. Like, they
spell,
do get
right?
to sacrifice any spell, but if Arena Rector dies, they get to get Sorin and gain a bunch of life in all likelihood. So
they need, like,
that's a swamp.
How many burn spells?
Well, now they need 2 burn spells. Because,
Why
I mean,
2?
at worst, this gets Elspeth, and it minuses to gain 5 life.
Oh,
So,
right. Garruk has a sack outlet.
yes. Garruk can turn this Arena Rector into an Elspeth or a 6 mana Sorin.
That Garruk can also find Thragtusk, which might be in their deck.
That is very true.
It finds Kitchen Finks.
Yep.
But
yeah.
The point is, a lot of life gain here. Yep, there's the Finks.
Big Sorin.
Okay, this puts Munwolf in almost an unbeatable position now. It was very close. I think a couple of different lines might have been better, more safer, but this should be game. Gideon of the Trials.
Oh yeah, that gains at least.
Well,
3
no,
life.
they're making they're using the thing to functionally gain 3 life.
Well, possibly more life, because Gideon is also gonna uptick, right?
Well, yeah.
So now they cast. No, they don't cast Liliana.
It is still possible to win here if they get something like some sort of draw spell, which I think they have in like Light Up the Stage, and then 2 bolts. But that's so unlikely.
Mm-hmm. No, they need more than. That does not do it.
2 bolts, wouldn't it? because it kills the Gideon and then hits their face.
The butcher prevents them from plunging with Finks, right?
The butcher kills the things here, but that's not good.
I think aren't they just dead on board though?
Yeah, because the Gideon attacks. Like the game is over. The only way they could have won is the draw spell into 2 bolts line, I think. And I think that's the match for Badwolf, isn't it?
Badwolf is sacrificing the things
Uh,
for reasons.
well, we'll see the game go a little longer here, but Badwolf
Yeah.
will still win.
Yes, it's very likely, or almost certain, that.
Yeah, well, with the 5 life gain, it's basically certain, yeah. Like, being at 5 life and having the Gideon, just it makes the 2 burn spells not possible.
Yeah, you need
Hmm.
3. Or a second price of progress somehow.
Yeah. If you get Breach, you can press the progress again. But that's a lot more mana than I think you'd be able to have.
Oh, he activated the Monkey Town.
Treetop Village does it, yeah.
For, to win.
And that's a match. So yeah, as I was saying, I figured the Abzan deck would be advantaged here. The only thing that made it less advantaged was the sort of mana development, price of progress interaction. And the red deck didn't go super fast. If the red deck had gone a little quicker, maybe it would have stood a bit more of a chance. But yeah, a very close game on the end there. That was very exciting. Going down to 1 life off that price of progress and Thoughtseize, that was spicy.
All right. Congratulations to Badwolf for winning the event. Badwolf, do you have your mic? Can you jump? Can you jump in? Tell us your thoughts. I'll take that as a no. Alrighty.
Hello.
Badwolf is a
Hi.
Hi.
So thoughts on the last match? Congratulations for your win.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Price of
How
progress
did
is
you
a
like
hell
it?
of a magic card.
Yeah, what was it? 14 damage when I tried
was
to
only-
get him to discard something?
It was only 12, but
Okay, only 12. That was scary as hell, man.
yeah.
it was like, oh, I could have thought this time. Oh god.
Oh man. I was close to killing myself with that Thoughtseize, man.
Yeah, but to 1 life.
Whew.
Yeah, we were speculating over whether or not you would cast it, or whether or not you should cast it.
Yeah, I'm
It's,
surprised they didn't crack
an interesting question.
your Horizon canopy to gain 2 life essentially, because you had the mana to do it.
What did you say?
You
could have cracked your Horizon.
canopy.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
in response to the price of progress. Well, that was a line
Oh,
we were
yeah.
considering as well, but you chose to play the Arena Rector and.
Well, yeah, like
that line.
my basically, it was better to. In my mind, it was better to gain 2 life than better not to gain the 2 life and just hope you don't get a burn spell that one time and then be able to get Gideon and not like be able to die easily.
I
and
mean,
then-
could you have not just played the Arena Rector on your next turn anyway, and done the same one?
Probably, but
Yeah. Oh well,
Well,
it's just something to consider. Like,
yeah.
I guess the question is how relevant is being at 3 versus 1, right? Because the burn spell kills you anyway, but you're more
Yeah, like-
insulated from a 2-power haste creature, of which there's a bunch.
well, we
So
saw
I-
shock.
Well,
Yeah.
if I go to 1, I'm insulated against a haste creature because I got an arena rector on the field, right?
All right. Yeah, that's fair.
So basically, the only thing that I would save going from being at 1 and being at 3 instead of 1 would be shock. Like
there's shock. There's probably maybe
There
a
might-
Chandra on the top.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about
maybe.
the deck. Yeah, there's a couple of little things that can deal 2 damage, but
All right.
yeah, it was just an interesting line.
All right. So I want to congratulate Blahguy again. Sorry, Badwolf again for winning the event. I am sorry for the endless technical difficulties that we have today, but my computer should be set up to stop being a derp next time. I want to remind you that if you want to join next week, your best bet is joining the Discord. !Discord in chat gets you there. Also, there's gonna be a link down in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. Or !Next poll gets you directly to the sign up poll for next week, which is also, I think, that is ready for you to sign up to. I want to thank everybody for watching and bearing with me while I lost my mind to deal with whatever the hell my computer was doing for the first hour or so of the broadcast. And yeah, I will talk to you all next week. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.